Skull 90% of chick deaths come from these 4 mistakes. Avoid them today. One day your chicks are running around, chirping loudly, and looking perfectly healthy. The next day, one is weak, another is lying in a corner, and before you know it, you've lost several birds. This frustrating situation happens to thousands of poultry keepers every year, and most of the time the cause is not some mysterious disease. In fact, the biggest killers of young chicks are often simple management mistakes that can be fixed immediately. If you want to raise strong, healthy birds and avoid heartbreaking losses, today's guide could save your flock. And before we dive in, please subscribe to the Profitable Homestead for practical farming advice that helps you raise healthier livestock and build a more profitable homestead. The first mistake is allowing chicks to become too cold. Many new poultry keepers focus on feeding and watering their birds but underestimate how important temperature is during the first few weeks of life. Newly hatched chicks cannot regulate their body temperature effectively and depend entirely on a properly heated environment. When chicks become cold, they stop moving as much, eat less feed, drink less water, and quickly become weak. If you notice your chicks huddling tightly together directly under the heat source, that is a clear warning sign that they are cold. During the first week, maintain a brooder temperature of 33 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. During the second week, reduce it to 30 degrees Celsius to 32 degrees Celsius, and during the third week lower it further to 28 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. Also remember that a cold floor can be just as dangerous as cold air. Use at least 5 centimeters of dry bedding such as wood shavings or straw to create insulation and help retain warmth. The second mistake is keeping chicks on wet bedding. This problem may seem minor at first, but it can quickly create serious health issues. Damp bedding becomes the perfect breeding ground for harmful bacteria, fungi, and parasites. It also increases humidity inside the brooder and makes it harder for chicks to stay warm. If the bedding develops a strong ammonia smell, becomes dark, or feels damp when touched, action is needed immediately. Check the bedding daily, especially around waterers where spills are common. Remove wet sections and replace them with fresh, dry material. Never reuse old bedding for newly hatched chicks because disease-causing organisms can survive and infect your next batch. Clean, dry bedding is one of the simplest ways to improve chick survival rates. The third mistake involves dirty drinking water. Water may seem simple, but it is one of the most important factors affecting chick health. Warm brooder temperatures create ideal conditions for bacteria to multiply rapidly in waterers. Feed particles, droppings, and algae can contaminate drinking water within a short period of time. Chicks that consume dirty water often experience digestive issues, slower growth, and a higher risk of disease. Clean waterers thoroughly every day and refill them with fresh water. Place them on a raised surface whenever possible to reduce contamination from bedding. Many experienced poultry keepers also add 1 teaspoon of organic apple cider vinegar per liter of water 3 times per week to help support a healthy digestive environment and discourage harmful bacterial growth. The fourth mistake is failing to recognize coccidiosis before it becomes a major problem. Coccidiosis is one of the most common diseases affecting young chicks and is responsible for significant losses in poultry flocks worldwide. The parasite thrives in damp, dirty environments and takes advantage of birds that are already weakened by cold stress or poor sanitation. Early symptoms include diarrhea, reduced appetite, ruffled feathers, weakness, and chicks isolating themselves from the rest of the flock. In severe cases, blood may appear in the droppings. If you notice these signs, separate affected chicks immediately, replace contaminated bedding, improve sanitation, and seek appropriate treatment. Prevention remains the most effective strategy, which is why proper brooder management is so important. What many farmers fail to realize is that these 4 mistakes are connected. A chick becomes cold, drinks less water, eats less feed, and becomes weaker. Wet bedding creates the perfect environment for harmful organisms. Dirty water introduces additional stress, and disease soon follows. What appears to be a sudden illness often started with a simple management issue days earlier. The most successful poultry keepers understand this chain reaction and stop problems before they start. Spend a few minutes checking your brooder several times a day, monitor chick behavior closely, and address any warning signs immediately. By keeping chicks warm, maintaining dry bedding, providing clean water, and preventing disease, you can dramatically reduce mortality and raise a healthier, more productive flock. If you found this guide helpful, subscribe to the Profitable Homestead, share it with fellow poultry keepers, and help more farmers protect their chicks from these costly and preventable mistakes.